What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I'm about to do this quick little reaction on Michael Parsons and him going at it with this sumo wrestler. Shout out, hold up to Sergeant Slaughter. Shout out to you. This is reaction that was requested. So we're gonna go ahead and dig into it, and then I'm gonna answer the question that he had in regards to it. So let's look at it. I've seen it, I think once. So let's look at it.
Say no more, fam. I got you.
He just hipped his ass. He won that one off of leverage, and he kept his feet moving. That's how you're supposed to be taught. Now, that old boy was slipping. Oh, starving, man. You ain't starving to win. But look, so look, we already know that Michael Parsons is an athlete and that for his size, he got some strength, right? So the question was, do you think his extensive martial arts training will help with the physicality and contact you believe he's lacking? It's a good question. So from my understanding that Michael Parsons used to wrestle and he took some boxing classes in the off season. Do I think that it will help with his physicality? No. It's supposed to help with his technique, but evidently that is not the case. See, a lot of the times, right? Even though we look at these big boys, right? Just because somebody's big, don't necessarily make them physical. Just because somebody may be a little smaller on the smaller side, doesn't make them be physical, right? You could look at somebody like Bob Sanders. Bob Sanders was what, 5'7", 5'8", but that boy was a hitter, right? Boy was a hitter. And you would think, right, that with him learning some boxing, with his his wrestling background and whatever that he may take, you would think that that would be able to translate, and it doesn't. You know, you see sometimes, right? Sometimes the game moves so fast for people, right? Or they move so fast, and because it's a different thing. Because I know when I played, at times that I will find myself wanted to play so fast, and sometimes my technique will suffer in regards to that. So I have to slow it down just a tad bit. Not saying slow down my play speed, but slow it down mentally. Be like, all right, man, let's go ahead and play this chess, right? Let's, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the times it's playing chess, especially up front. A lot of people just think it's just big on big. Yeah, that's a part of it though, but it also plays a part of the chess, right? All right, I can't, like for instance, Micah Parsons. All right, I bull rush you this time, right? Now let me go ahead and use some finesse. Maybe I might use a finesse again, and then I might go ahead and hit you with a power move, stuff like that, right? And one thing I noticed about Micah Parsons is that mentally he doesn't have that. Physically, he has all the talent in the world, which we will never ever deny, especially on this channel. But we already know the game is more than just physical talent. There's been a lot of physical talents that never panned out. And When it comes down to Micah, he's an athletic specimen, but when it comes down to having skills, he ain't got it. He don't got it, right? So like, let me give you another example. Osa has a wrestling background, and at times you see the wrestling background when it comes down to his leverage, right? You see it like, oh yeah, he used to wrestle, because a lot of the times, man, when you see the leverage, shifting body weight, right? You be like, oh yeah, that comes from that wrestling background. And a lot of the times, football players will tell you, yeah, my background in this helps me in that, right? Because you done did it so far. And then sometimes, right? Like for instance, Michael Parsons was doing boxing. All right, it's one thing to go to boxing though, but did you do it enough for it to go ahead and become a part of what you do, a part of your reaction? See, you can go to boxing all you want to, but if you ain't working on it, then it don't matter, right? Just like he might have wrestled. Okay, how long did he wrestle? Was he consistent? Was he dedicated? Was it enough to go ahead and be a part of him? Right. So when you look at things like that, there's other factors than just showing up to boxing or wrestling or anything else for an off season. Especially learning the martial art, it takes a whole lot longer to go ahead and even to begin to even be good, let alone master it. Than just the off season. The off season, man, nah. You know, uh, but in regards to Michael Parsons this year, look, we expecting a lot from this man. He needs to show up. Point period blank. He needs to show up and show out. Right. A lot of the times, man, because like with Trent Williams, right? Him going against Trent Williams, that's something that, hey, look, you don't want them offensive tackles to put their hands on you, right? You want to go ahead and stay free. And a lot of this got to do with hand fighting technique. You would think something like boxing would be able to hand them to help them out in that department. But when you look at him play, you see a whole lot of technique. You see all that boxing went out the window. At times, you see that wrestling go out the window. There'll be times where he'll go ahead and hip somebody like he did with that 149 offensive tackle about a couple years ago. Something like what that sumo wrestler did to him. You'll see him like, damn, right? But at the end of the day, right? Just like with JJ Watt, hey, that wears down on you. You defeating blockers like that weighed down on you. I remember I was talking to my pops and he was talking about JJ Watt. He was like, man, he can't sustain that because the way that he defeats blocks, the way that he plays, he ain't gonna be able to sustain. His body gonna start breaking down. He told me that when JJ Watt first got on the scene, and what do you know? His body was breaking down. He had his whole career, even though JJ Watt was a talented player, his whole career it was injury prone. It was injury prone. Look, it's that time. We paying this man 20 what we put that 50-year option on him. So what he getting paid? I think I seen 21 million or something like that. Hey, look, now appointed time. Hey, look, what you have produced isn't 21 million worth. I'm sorry, it's not. We're looking at statistics and thinking, oh yeah, man, he really producing. Okay, who are you getting your statistics against? The Giants, the Cardinals, the Patriots. That's not good enough. We want statistics. We want production when it's time to go ahead and to be in them big games. And ever since he's been a Cowboy, because we pretty much been in the playoffs every single year he's been here, what has he done in the big game? What has he done in big games during the season? Nothing. Nothing. So this is a big year for Micah Parsons, not only for his contract's sake, but for the Cowboys' sake. You already know whatever I done said about this boy Michael Parsons, I stand on it. I believe in it, and I ain't backing down from it. It ain't like I don't want him to succeed. I'm a Dallas Cowboy, so of course I want all my Cowboys to go play ball. But as a Dallas Cowboy, you also got to be a realist, and sometimes you got to take the emotion out of it and really sit over there and see things for what it was and for what it is. And for what it is, Michael Parsons is not a skilled football player. He has all the athletic ability in the world, but he's not a skilled football player. We done broke that down plenty of times in our content. So if you guys are new that may be watching this video, go ahead, check it out, and you'll see what I'm saying. But I hope this answers your question. I appreciate the support from all of y'all. I appreciate the support from all of y'all. We're on a roll to 1,000, so we can go ahead and annoy y'all with ads on the video soon. But anyway, man, till next time, we go.